Welcome to the Historic Horror Zones. Make sure to subscribe and give a like so you can always enjoy our latest videos on history. The Lipstick Killer's Message. 1945, at a crime scene in Chicago, investigators found a chilling message scrawled on a wall using lipstick. It read, "For heaven's sake, catch me before I kill more. I cannot control myself." The desperate words were left by William Hirons, later known as the Lipstick Killer. The photo of the writing still sends shivers as it feels like the voice of a mind losing all control. The Ghost Bride of Tuberculosis. A photograph of an old sanatorium showed pale figures staring through cracked windows. Patients suffering from tuberculosis often lived their final days in isolation, cut off from the world. These haunting images of thin, fragile forms standing in the background gave the sanatoriums a ghostly reputation, as if the dead never really left. The Smiling Killer. Clown John Wayne Gacy appeared at children's parties dressed as Pogo the Clown, entertaining with balloons and jokes. But behind the colorful makeup, he was secretly luring young men to their deaths. When the truth came out, the cheerful clown costume became one of the most horrifying disguises in crime history. The Trapper Boy of West Virginia. 1908 A Haunting. Photograph shows a young boy working deep inside a coal mine. Known as a Trapper Boy, his job was to open and close heavy ventilation doors for hours in the darkness. Covered in soot and exhaustion, the boy's face revealed the harsh truth of child labor in dangerous conditions. The Horror of Spawn. Ranch, a quiet film set in California, became infamous when Charles Manson and his followers made it their home. Photographs of the group at the ranch, smiling and relaxed, hid the horror of the brutal murders they later carried out. The images remain chilling reminders of how evil can hide behind ordinary scenes. The Shrunken Head. Ritual. Among some tribes. In Ecuador and Peru, the heads of enemies were preserved and shrunk as trophies. The leathery miniature faces looked both human and inhuman, with features frozen forever. While cultural for the tribes, the photographs of shrunken heads remain among the most disturbing records in history. The Last Photo of Philip Hughes. 2014, during a cricket match, Australian player Philip Hughes was struck in the neck by a ball. Moments later, he collapsed on the field, and the tragic photograph of him being carried away became his last. The accident shocked the sports world, as a simple game turned fatal in seconds. The Manson family mugshots after their arrest. The mugshots of Charles Manson and his followers showed blank, smiling faces. Some looked proud, others stared without emotion. The photographs disturbed the world because they revealed how ordinary people could be drawn into acts of unimaginable violence. The Vulture and the Child. 1993 photographer Kevin Carter captured one of the most haunting images of famine in Sudan. A starving child collapsed on the ground, while a vulture waited nearby. The picture won a Pulitzer Prize but left Carter haunted by guilt. 3 months later, he took his own life, leaving behind a photo that still defines the horror of human suffering. The Dyatlov Pass. Mystery. 1959, 9 students went camping in the snowy Ural Mountains but never returned. When rescuers found their camp, the tent was ripped open from the inside and their bodies were scattered, some barefoot in freezing conditions. The photos taken during the search showed an eerie silence, leaving behind one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. The Wolf Spider. Close Up. A macro photograph revealed the terrifying face of a wolf spider. Its multiple large eyes reflected the light, and fine hairs covered its body like armor. Though harmless to most humans, the magnified view turned it into a nightmare creature, reminding us how alien Earth's smallest hunters can look. The Coffins of Gacy's Victims. After John Wayne Gacy's arrest, investigators uncovered dozens of bodies buried beneath his home. Photographs of the coffins lined up in rows showed the true scale of his crimes. The image was shocking not only for the number of victims, but also because it revealed how one man had hidden so much horror in plain sight. The haunted sculpture of St. Helen's Deep in a forest in England, explorers found a disturbing sculpture left on a trail. The figure had a human head twisted in pain, with carved body parts that seemed mismatched. No one knew who placed it there or why, but the bizarre artwork gave the place a sinister reputation. The haunted sea monster photograph on. A family vacation, a simple seaside photo, seemed to capture something extraordinary. In the background, a strange shape rose from the waves, looking like a sea creature. While some dismissed it as a shadow, others believed it was evidence of a real monster lurking just offshore. The Green River Excavations, 2001, when investigators dug up the backyard of Gary Ridgway, also known as the Green River Killer, they uncovered horrifying evidence. Photos from the scene showed officials pulling remains from the soil. The quiet suburban yard turned into one of the darkest crime scenes in American history. The haunted masks of Carnival in Old Europe. Carnival celebrations included masks made of wax or papier-mâché. Though they were meant for fun, photographs show the masks looking eerie and soulless. The blank stares and frozen expressions gave partygoers an unsettling appearance, as if they were hiding more than just their faces. The Gulper Eels, Nightmare Mouth. In deep-sea explorations, scientists photographed a gulper eel with its mouth fully open. The jaws stretched wider than its body, creating the image of a creature from nightmares. Rarely seen alive, this eel proved that the darkest depths of the ocean hide monsters stranger than fiction. The Ghost of the Post-Mortem Portrait. A Victorian photograph showed a young child posing beside her dead parents, who had been carefully positioned to look alive. Post-mortem photography was a way to keep memories of loved ones, but to modern eyes, the picture looks disturbing. The frozen expressions and stiff poses give the photo a chilling ghostly quality. The last survivors of USS Indianapolis. After the sinking of the USS Indianapolis in World War II, sailors drifted for days in shark-infested waters. Photographs of the survivors being rescued show exhaustion and terror on their faces. Only 316 men out of nearly 1,200 survived, making it one of the most tragic naval disasters in history. The Haunted Orphan Asylum in Lebanon during the 1980s. Photographs showed children tied to heaters in a psychiatric asylum. With no resources and little care, patients were restrained in cruel ways. The haunting image revealed the inhuman conditions hidden behind locked doors. The spider-like fungus in forests. A fungus known as dead man's fingers grows on rotting wood. When it emerges, it looks exactly like human fingers pushing up from the soil. The black, swollen shapes are natural, but they appear so lifelike that many mistake them for corpses. The Mad Bomber. 1940s, George Metesky, later called the Mad Bomber, planted more than 30 bombs in New York City over many years. When he was caught, photographs showed a man smiling calmly despite the destruction he had caused. His quiet appearance contrasted sharply with the chaos he left behind. The haunted figure of Zombie Road in Missouri became infamous for strange sounds and shadowy figures. One photograph taken near the river showed silhouettes that had no reflections in the water. The image gave the place its reputation as one of the most haunted roads in America. The porcupine hunting suit. British hunters in India once wore bizarre, spiked suits designed to wound any animal that attacked them. The outfit looked more like armor from a nightmare than clothing. Old photographs of the suit show how far people went to survive in the wild. The Cannibal Mystery of Rockefeller. 1960s, Michael Rockefeller, the son of a US vice president, disappeared in Papua New Guinea. Villagers later claimed he was killed and eaten by the Asmat tribe, known for cannibal rituals. Photographs of Rockefeller before his death remain haunting as they capture a man who vanished into legend. The Stanford Prison Experiment, 1971. In a psychology study, students played the roles of guards and prisoners. Some prisoners were forced to wear paper bags on their heads, stripping them of identity. Photos from the experiment showed how quickly normal people fell into cruelty, making the study one of the most chilling in science. The terrifying mask of Krampus in alpine villages. Winter parades included figures dressed as Krampus, a demon who punished naughty children. The masks, with sharp teeth and twisted horns, looked terrifying in photographs. For children, the appearance of Krampus was more frightening than any ghost story. The Antikythera mechanism found in an ancient Greek shipwreck. The Antikythera mechanism looked like a box of corroded gears. But scientists later discovered it could predict eclipses and chart the movements of planets. The mysterious device proved that ancient civilizations had technology far beyond what most people believed possible. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like, to support our work and share your thoughts in the comments.